Hello everybody and welcome to our very first online cookery group. This is Kate and I'm Olivia. Kate, what are we making today?
So today we're going to be making enchiladas. These come originally from Mexico and they're made using tortilla wraps, and you can use a variety of fillings for them, maybe a vegetarian or a chicken mixture, but today we're going to use chili con carne. We're going to wrap them up, place some grated cheese on top of them and then put them in the oven, and they're a lovely filling meal for the whole family.
Oh, that sounds great. Let's get started.
So to get started, you're going to need kidney beans, oil, hot chili powder, chopped tomatoes, cheese, 1 onion, oregano, a beef stock cube, tomato puree, plain flour, a pepper, but it doesn't matter what colour it is, beef mince, and not to forget the very important tortilla wraps.
So the first thing we need to do is chop the onion, and for this I've got a good sharp knife. Parents, please be careful and make sure you're supervising your children when they're chopping things. So I like to chop both ends of the onion first of all. Take the root off. And then chop it in half. Parents, you should probably do this part, and then you can place it on the chopping board and it stops it sliding around. It makes it much safer then for little fingers to get involved in the chopping part as well. Once you've chopped your onion, you then want to chop your pepper. To do this, you want to take out the top part, cut it in half again, and then you can tap out the seeds and take out any inner membranes. And you want to chop it into roughly the same size pieces. It doesn't need to be exact, but roughly that sort of size. I'm going to set that aside for later in the recipe, and first of all I'm going to fry the onions. So once the onions have cooked for about 5 minutes and they're nice and soft, it's time to add the mince. Please just make sure that you wash your hands if you're handling raw meat. So let's add the mince, and what you need to do is break it up, otherwise you're going to end up with a hamburger rather than chili con carne. Break it up with your wooden spoon. And you can see in parts it's beginning to brown, and what you need to do is mix it round until all of the meat is brown and there's no pink meat left. Once you've browned off your meat, then you're ready to add flour. This is plain flour, and this will thicken the sauce very nicely. And you want about a level tablespoon. Sprinkle that in. Work it in with your wooden spoon until there's no flour showing. And then we've got some stock. This is made with a beef stock cube, and there's about 300 millilitres here. You probably don't need all of this to start with, but you want to keep it by in case you need a little bit of extra to add as it cooks. So add it a bit at a time. Stir it round well, and you'll see that that begins to thicken the sauce nicely. Once it's thickened, add a little bit more. Bit by bit it takes shape. Then we can add our flavourings. I've got some hot chili powder here. What you probably don't want to do if you're cooking for a family is add a huge teaspoonful like that. Start with about that much and see how you go. You can always add more at the end if you feel like it's not quite spicy enough. Also got some oregano, about a level teaspoon. You could use mixed herbs, or if you don't have any herbs around, you don't have to add them. Then the pepper that was chopped earlier. You could equally add mushrooms or courgettes. Grated courgettes, very nice. Grated carrot, anything like that. Anything that your family likes will go well with this. Then I've got a can of drained kidney beans. You could ring the changers and use black beans if you prefer. They're quite nice as well. And a tin of tomatoes. And lastly, a good dollop of tomato puree. This will also thicken the sauce and make it beautifully rich and tomatoey. Give that all a good mix round, and then you want to bring it to the boil. Once it's on the boil, then you can turn it down and leave it to simmer for about 20 minutes. And then we'll be ready to make it up into the enchiladas. So this is the chili mixture. It's been on the stove now for about 20 to 25 minutes, and you can see it's softened down nicely. You may find that you need to add a little bit more stock as you go along, depending on how dry the mixture is. But we're ready to make up the enchiladas now. And for this we need our tortilla wraps, and we take each wrap in turn and spread a couple of spoonfuls of the mixture in the middle of the wrap, and then roll it up and tuck it into the edge, the end of the dish like that, and then keep doing that until you've used up all of your mixture and all of your wraps, except you want to keep a little bit of the mixture to spread on the top at the end to save it crisping up too much. Once you've done that, spread the remainder of the mixture over the top of the wraps. Leave a little bit round the edge because a bit of crispiness on the tortillas is very nice. And I have about 100 grams of grated mature cheddar here. You can use any sort of cheese really, whatever you like. Anything that will melt well in the oven. Sprinkle that over. And then we're ready to put it in the oven. It goes in at 200 degrees or 180 fan or gas mark 6 if you're cooking with gas. So here we are, it's had about 20 minutes in the oven, it's bubbling away nicely. Hope you're hungry.
Yeah, that looks great. Thanks, Kate. We're about to tuck in, and we hope you enjoy yours at home as well. Do take a photo of it because we'd love to see it. And if you decide to post it on social media, then tag us in it at #FFL Cookery Club. And we will see you next time.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.